It is Valentine's Day 2024. Happy Valentine's Day, or not. You may be watching this video for a reason. But because it is February 14th, 2024, this marks the 10-year anniversary of when I started producing music. We're gonna go through a less than joyous journey of listening to some of my old music. Some of this has never been released, some of it was released and taken down. I had a little bit of a project going through some of my old external hard drives looking for some real sauce, so we're gonna listen to some bad music. So the first project we're gonna talk about is Maximus Daggerman, which was my first ever alias, and my friend who now goes by Lexi from elementary school and I used to do these Terraria playthroughs, and we used to really get into our roles, and they would always play mage, so they would name their character Formore Emmington, because it was a very, magical wizard kind of name, and since I played melee, I thought, oh, let me be Maximus Daggerman. Like, that's the only logical solution. When I started making music, when I picked up a DAW on February 14th, 2014, so here's the very first song that I wrote. It's called The Frog Hops, and this was made in a DAW called Soundation Studio, which was online and free, and I didn't know what I was doing, so just dragged a bunch of random loops into place, and this abomination to God is what came out. To be honest, because I didn't touch any of the actual production of this, it's not terrible. I invented my own time signature for this song. And then I think if I remember correctly, later in this song it just does a colossal tonal change. Oh yeah, yeah, right here. Oh god, this is gonna hurt. You get the point, but the Frog Hops was my first time opening a DAW. It's literally just like a bunch of random stock loops that I dragged into place. Sometimes they line up, sometimes they don't, and that's all good. So eventually I found out that Soundation Studio had a capability called MIDI. Whoa! Which lets you, for the viewers that don't make music, MIDI is essentially raw data that contains different notes, and we can tell different synths and plugins to play said notes, and I don't know what the hell that meant, so I figured out MIDI, and I was like, whoa, I can place notes down and make my own melodies. Wow, this is crazy. This was my first song ever doing that. It's called Hard Dance, and it's from 2014. So this is Skybreak's first ever composition. We gotta listen to this. What's happening here? Oh god, so I didn't know about the concept of pitching things up, so I was like, oh, I know all my favorite EDM songs like have risers. That might just mean let's just put a fuck ton of notes that go up. Yeah, I didn't quite get timing down with this one. Didn't know what to put here. Okay, we're at the baseball game. Okay. That is appalling. This sure is music, alright. shockingly bad. But eventually I got a little better. And I scrapped the Maximus Daggerman moniker. I just shortened it to DJDagger. I didn't actually know what a DJ was, so I just assumed every music producer was a DJ by default. And I'd like to say I know a little better now. And so I made this drum and bass banger in 2014, DJDagger, Into the Waves. I just also want to point out this is a colossal ripoff of like a handful of old Monster Cat songs. There's like a 2/3 song that I was inspired by, and I think the main riff of this is just 100% ripped from "To the Stars" by Breakin'. Oh God, what is that marimba doing? We don't need to listen to this anymore. But I don't really have a lot of my old FL Studio projects still. There was a period of time where I would just take other people's music, boost up the mid-range, like literally, I'd go to the mixer, I'd just like take this middle EQ, and I'd just crank it up because it made it louder on on laptop speakers, put other people's music through, turn it up, and I'd call it a remix, and I'd upload it, and eventually a Skype group chat just called me out on my shit and was just like, you're literally stealing music. I was like, what, 11, 12 at this point. The ethics of copyright hadn't really kicked in yet. They were like, you need to learn how to make your own music, and I don't know why I followed through with it. It was almost out of spite, really. About a year in, I met my friend who goes by Alaska Sargent now. I met her in person in like 2015 because she grew up very close to a little beach town in Maine that my family's been going to for a while. So I met her, and we agreed to start like a trio with this dude Nate from Sweden. I haven't talked to him in about 7 or 8 years, but we started this trio called called Valid, and we made an EP of 3 atrocities to mankind. And this was one of them. We put it out with this record label that doesn't exist anymore called Quest Records. Weirdly, that's where I met my good friend Paper Skies, and I think Control Freak, who's been killing it in the trap scene recently, was a part of this Skype group and label as well. This was our track Cosmic. The mixdown is atrocious, but we've gotten past some of the timing issues at least. We making it out the pigsty with this one. But this was the song that I had the most input in, I think, Nebula. This song's bad. This is really bad. But you can start to hear the, like, early primordial ooze of a modern Skybreak melody here. So let's give it a listen. What? Anyway. Yeah, that's Nebula. We never need to listen to that again. Actually, on that note, I'm putting up some of these up on the Patreon in case you guys want to laugh at it or resample it just to spite me. So go to patreon.com/skybreakEDM. I just want to shout out everyone on the Luma and Aurora tier there. These will be available to everyone that subs to the Patreon. But, so yeah, that's valid Nebula. At the same time, I was still leveling up my solo ventures, let's say. And I started a project called Hyperion. This is Aliens. I found, like, a preset pack on YouTube from Zenith, and this is just me, like... hard to listen to. Yeah, that is crusty. That is very crusty. So yeah, there we go. So 2 more years passed by. Actually, Skybreak started out as a drum and bass side project for Hyperion, or no, Construct was another alias in between. I don't even want to show you guys that stuff. That stuff's bad. Maybe I'll do another video with that. And eventually it became my main project for some reason. And at the height of the Rick and Morty craze, I made this horrible trap song, which this actually, in my opinion, is cringier than the other stuff that we've listened to so far. So let's go. Let's watch me slither in agony. That's a cool sound, at least.
Cool, huh, Morty? Morty?
I thought it was cool. Cool?
I don't give a fuck what you think, Jerry. What are you looking at, motherfucker? So as they say in Canada, peace.
I can't do this. This is just, no, not in a million years. Not in a million years. This is like after Exabult started accepting my stuff. Miserable. I think there's this horrible melody in the breakdown too. Cool, so, I think through the year, like, 2017 through 2018, I actually improved a lot, and I think part of that was finally having my community in Exabult, because before this, I was just, like, roaming around various Skype group chats, and, you know, I was in a songwriting class, very separate from EDM production, so I was, like, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of resources for me to learn the actual, you know, ropes of production. But in 2017, when I joined Exabult, I made a bunch of friends there. We had like a big Facebook group chat. We were just constantly dropping tips and techniques and everything. So I improved at a pretty rapid pace. So the next track I'm going to show you is actually a scrapped title track from my first like mixtape album thing, which has very, very hit or miss track list. I think Sea of Glasses still holds up pretty well. False Wishes holds up pretty well. Colony holds up surprisingly well, but you know, the rest, you know, listen at your own risk. But this was a scrapped title track called On the Other Side, which I think shows a lot of progress from Rick and Morty. So we're gonna give this a listen. So the next track I'm going to show you is called Hurricane. And originally I made this for Rushdown before color bass was a thing at all. I think like I would consider the day that color bass became a thing was when Ace Aura released his remix of Chime Wait For Me. But before color bass was a thing, Rushdown was just kind of like, you know, Chime's label. And when you're a smaller artist, you know, you think everyone's just massive. So when Chime was probably less than the size that I am right now, I thought he was like literally as big as Skrillex. So I was like, bro, I want to release on Rushdown so bad. But I remember sending this to Paper Skies because he had released a track with Capri and Lone Moon, I think, on the label called Cosmos, which is still actually a dope tune. I still like bump it sometimes. So I sent him this and he's like, yeah, the drop idea is good, but the intro like won't get you on the label. I was like, oh man, he was pretty harsh about it. But yeah, this is a track called Hurricane. Again, scrapped Rushdown demo. I was listening to this before, and I actually thought the drop idea was not too bad. Like this bit. Not too bad. I'm gonna send this to Harvey and see if he would have still taken it. Thank you so much to all my fans who've been supporting my music for this whole journey. Thank you so much to my friends who have taught me so much about production and been there. Thank you so much to obviously my management and my agent for making dreams that I had while making hard dance manifest into a reality. And yeah, lots of love to everyone. 10 years of making music, that's pretty ridiculous, and I actually could not imagine doing some of the stuff that I'm doing right now. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'm gonna go cry. Thank you.